Hello, hello, I'm Bella, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. So we're going to continue on with the second half of the 2.2 questline through the Maelstrom. The sea rises. Memphilia wishes to share some final words on the coming mission prior to departing for Limsa. Plainly, should the worst come to pass, and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. So long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa and meet with the Admiral. As I am sure you recall, her command room is accessible via the Admiral's lift at Bulwark Hall. But there's other people to talk to first. Got Tataru, chatting with the girls. As her mother, I am ever concerned for Memphilia's safety, but she is her own woman now. If she would venture into the midst of danger, I will not bar her way. Was Tataru waving at me? Ah, she's so cute. Even though Thancred will be watching out for her, I cannot help but fear for Lady Memphilia. Aw. This Leviathan business has everyone all wound up, but I say it's times like this that we need to get unwound. She just wants to drink. What you guys doing?
Must impress Lady Ida. Rah!
You're doing a good job. What's your stance? You're attacking them good.
Pain is but a weakness leaving the body.
That's one way to look at it. If you are to hold a fort during missions, you must be no less than fully prepared. See that you dedicate every spare moment to your training. He's tough. No one else? Guess not. No. Alright, so let's head to Lenosha. I see that flying kitty there. I want one. Ooh, look at his getup. Interesting. Oh wait, no. We need to go this way.
You are expected. Pray take this lift to the command room.
Welcome, friends. I take it Y'shtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had no crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch the large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Science's support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Memphilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Bella, Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahuagin movements within the Stopsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkbreda has charge of the garrison. In case I wasn't clear, time is short, Bella. Make haste to Camp Skull Valley and request the latest intelligence from Commander Falkbreda. There may not be a better chance to learn the true nature of the Echo. I cannot well allow the opportunity to pass me by. She's there to study. Alright, off to airport. Look at that sky. So pretty. Oh, thank grief. I don't think I've ever talked to him here. That area has been altered beyond recognition. 'Tis sad indeed when the places of your past may only be visited in memory. That is true. Ishtola. Of late, this area has played host to many a bloody skirmish between Laminson and Sahuagin forces. Yagiri. A soldier of the Maelstrom has kindly furnished me with information on the enemy. Armed with this knowledge, I promise you that my presence will account for something. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. Gold. Scouts in distress. Falkbreda is growing ever more agitated by the minute. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sopsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine whether Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sopsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Thought I heard someone around me. Go! Let's go down here. Around here somewhere. Aha. Hell, somebody, of all the times, to forget the restorative. Maelstrom Restorative. This fast-acting concoction temporarily imbues strength while suppressing pain, allowing wounded soldiers to make their way to safety. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. I'll do my best. Yeah, I'm gonna skip all y'all. Come over here. Oh no! Maybe dear. Oh. Ow. Taya, you around here somewhere? You're hiding. Thanks for the regen. Glad to know you have my back. And then let's go back to Falkbreda. You returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Two of them were killed. The mutilated corpse of a Maelstrom soldier. Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the two who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. gift of eternity. Albreda awaits the commencement of the operation with barely concealed rage. Thrice damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand. Savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetherite in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherites and eliminate the Sahagin priests presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the self-same moment, a divisionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Bella and Y'shtola, the 2 of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwanted attention. Tancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Bella. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetherite, accompanied by Lady Menphilia as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Bella? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Once everything has been set in motion, I too shall make my way to the Aetherite. As previously agreed, Lady Menphilia will be with me. Get to know you're watching after her. Even with the diversions, the path to the Aetherite is bound to be fraught with danger. Pray be on constant guard, Bella. Okay. Thank God for flight. I think I remember a long time ago with my very first character when I got to this part of the story. I had such a tough time. Oh, hi! I can talk to you? To get to the Fishback's Aetherite, you'll need to fight your way through 3 checkpoints in all. No small task, that. But at least you won't have so many drowned pirate curs to worry about. Me and the lads will be keeping them nice and busy for you. Thanks for having my back. I'll just kind of skip over you. Y'shtola! Oh. Oh. summoning ritual is taking place at the Beastman Aetherite deep within. Thither we must go. Obstructing our way is a multitude of checkpoints. It would be well advised to dispatch as many enemies as possible along the way, that we might avoid later interference. Let us take separate routes and merge before the Aetherite, the better to confuse the enemy sentinels. Okay. What are you doing? Right there. Yeah, why are they so tough here? Oh. Leave my fight alone. You're after me. Hi, Taya. Hi. Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetherite is close at hand. Let us press on. We're surrounded!
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much?
You're just in time.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
That courtiers have cool. Why does he give me Sanji vibes? Come on, please.
To the Aetheryte!
I know that was the introduction to Rogue and Ninja. That was a fun class. I tried a little bit of that.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I wonder if they'll ever get to like a 2-pistol class or something.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers, tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
He's corrupted the echo.
Seven hells.
Strike me down. futile! I have mastered the gift! I am eternal! O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens fulfilled.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
That is a horrifying prospect.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon! Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost.
How many
For
ships
a
was
mercy,
that?
'Twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Yeah, what I was thinking is that the truth is that we are immortal souls. So it's interesting that they showed his soul leaving the body and then going into another one and transforming. But the concept of like your identity can be swallowed up by something else. I've kind of experienced that with what they call a shadow person. And I don't know what these things are, but they aren't good. Let's just say that. And I felt instinctually that this thing could suck my soul. So it's like usually when you die, your soul goes to heaven or, goes back to source, whatever you believe in, goes to spirit realm. And then we have the rebirth cycle for life lessons. But the concept that your soul, your consciousness can be sucked away and eaten in a way, that's just horrifying. The gods of this realm are vengeful beings. 'Tis of little wonder the Garleans fear their kind so. If we meet Leviathan on the open sea, we put ourselves at the Primal's mercy. We must think of a way to face him on equal terms. Though the mission ended in failure, I take solace in the knowledge that Minfilia is unharmed. Ah, he cares for her. Had only we arrived but a moment earlier, but there is no time to brood over what might have been. Leviathan is returned, and we must needs find a way to deal with him. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements, if his last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer history to be repeated, yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Into the heart of the whirl, Merwib is brooding over Leviathan's return. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Limlane herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Off to Limsa. Oh my god. This Mr. Mr. Krabs in front of me. It is spelt like Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. Oh my god. He's got the red pointed hair, it looks like, for the red color, and like he just looks like a slob. The sideburns. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god, he's got the little crabs! Oh my god. You gotta love the creativity here. I love it. It's so hilarious. Oh, the chip brought tears to my eyes. You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Everyone's here. The Sahuagin Elder claimed to have become eternal, yet he was summarily summoned, consumed by Leviathan. What might this imply? Being the observant adventurer that you are, you will doubtless have noticed my dagger work back at Salsa. You know me, Bella. I like to dabble in a bit of this and a bit of that. Likes to show off. When I saw Leviathan rise from the depths, I cannot well describe what I felt. No words could prepare one for such a sight. To confront the Lord of the Whirl in his watery domain is far from ideal. Yet he is not like to come to us, but that he lacked the means to strike us from afar. You're here, do you have anything to say? If Leviathan is allowed to unleash a tidal wave, nothing within 10 moms of the coast will be safe, let alone Limsa. I trust you see what's at stake here.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Halfstone it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, He summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself.
That's Sid's
Waves
voice
and
actor.
whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the
He's a
device
little
will
bit of
need
a
to be in
nerd.
close and constant proximity to the target. To which, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
You can count on me. I have my people working triple shifts on the twin vessel, but it will take some time yet. Time we may not have. 7 hells. This waiting is liable to drive the lot of us mad. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with the primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes. The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as Yshtolda said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Bella, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosha. The storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Were our plight any less grim, I should not ask this of you, Bella, but grim it is, and here we are. Go to the Grey Fleet and find out what your fellow Primal Slayer knows, if Primal Slayer he be. Oh, and you have my permission to break his bloody legs if he's lying. Aha! Thanks for the go-ahead. Okay, so we gotta go up top. forgot what happened. He's dead. There's no res in this game. Unless you're a healer. To see Trashtoon. I think that's how you say his name. Liar. Not gonna have me defeat a boulder again, are ya? They call me a working man. I reckon that's what I am. Drinking under the chief's nose, sneaking out the back door, and nobody will ever know. Slacker. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But, sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Put on some pants, please! Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Trashtoon ain't a generous soul. Now, prick up your ears, 'cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you keen? Ahem. The tale of Trashtoon's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you the idea how big each of his scales is, about as wide across as me members long. And that's no mean feat, let me tell you. Oh, God. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. Well, what happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots, but not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic, mayhap too modest. Now, there's some as say as he can never truly be Leviabetus, that you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation, not the company though. Whoa, it's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take it back, everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. Now I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to a woman to tumble them in that don't have it much. Remember, it's tiny. It's pathetic. My God. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabetus, but I have seen it with me own eyes. It was a fair few years back, when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent, some moms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. Well, oh God, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait, if you're here asking after Leviabetus, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't ye?
Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell ye. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or the bottom of the sea.
Why, you worthless, lying whoreson. I can't believe you made me handle Chocobodon. Bella, this is Mephilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviabetus? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. A twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morabi Dry Docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. Trashed him. Trashed him. There's a whole lot of stuff we need to change between your appearance and your personality. Then you will find yourself a woman, despite how tiny your dick is. I'll just fly there and take the scenic route. It's not too far. And I fly out over the bay. I can. What a beautiful view. And it's a beautiful day to fight Leviathan. Here. I'll, ready to party. In order to build the World Leader, we had to decommission 2 perfectly serviceable galleons. Suffice it to say, their captains weren't best pleased with the notion, but when I offered them the chance to keep their ships and face Leviathan in our stead, they magnanimously withdrew their complaints. We must all make sacrifices for the greater good, they said. It will require no small amount of helmsmanship to tow the World Leader. I dare say delivering you safely to Leviathan will be a battle in itself. Would that we had armed ourselves with more knowledge beforehand. Well, it cannot now be helped. I take comfort in the fact that you have faced worse odds in the past, and have ever prevailed. You will do so again, of that I have no doubt. When first Messer Anzar proposed the twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the World Leader is complete do I see the elegance of the solution. To complete the twin vessel in so short a time, and with limited materials, the people of Naldic and Vermilius have won an admirer in me. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies last. I'll wager it served to take your mind off of the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the World Leader, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonsage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The World Leader and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Lord of the Whirl. Anzar stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of the Whirl. Ah, I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the World Leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Naldic and Vermilius are calling an elemental converter,
Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind.
It is expected that the Sahuagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Vikrita Nishtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers, but your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Vikrita Nishola, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Agiri the fifth. But what words have I for the woman who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these: go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, a warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of mine own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Bella. May the crystal bless and keep you. So let's see. Duty. That's here. Roll Eater Hard. The Sahuagin revealed beast tribe native to the Indigo Deep have succeeded in summoning forth their voracious god, the primal Leviathan. Should the mighty serpent be allowed to unleash a tidal wave, the entire city of Limsa will be swept into the sea. Faced with watery oblivion, the leaders of the Maelstrom have conceived a desperate plan. By lashing together 2 warships and filling their holds with corrupted crystals, they hope to pierce the lure of the world's defenses and give a chosen few the chance to dispatch the primal with courage and steel. The World Eater sits in the bay with her towering vessel, the Triumph, awaiting but the command to cast off. Let's go. Gotta admit, I love the music to this one. Bringing in the taiko drums. Yes. Here he is. Let's go. Beat the big guy. At least I got a spell off.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. Thanks. We're here for story. Like I said, until we get more people in the community to join, then we can come back and do these. Actually, I think I have a plan to go through the story again, but with Japanese audio or Japanese dub. Yeah, he's a good battle at normal level, I would say. Good? Okay. Off to Limsa again. But then I won't hear the real Alize. Oh. You think you prefer the English voice actor for Alize? I just think it'd be interesting. I'm learning Japanese. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. Ahem. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, madam. And on that note, the Admiral waits you in the command room. Wink. Another notch on the old belt, is it? Well done, my friend. Were I God, I dare say I would tremble at your summoning. Become a follower. Simp. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear my words of congratulations will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they have not already. With this in mind, I shall say only that I am glad of your safe return. My congratulations, Bella. This victory will serve to quiet the Sahuagin, for a time at least. That such beings could be defeated runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? A number of things did not go exactly to plan, I will admit. Leviathan denied us the luxury of ramming him for one, but let's not quibble over the manner of the victory, eh? If Limsa is safe, and we are yet undrowned, I conclude that it has been a good day. Now go and bask in the Admiral's gratitude, will you? You have certainly earned the right.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Y'shtola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
So let's say he pickpocketed Louis Spa.
Minfilia,
Picked him up by the scruff of his neck and said, I'm gonna teach you to be a fine
It would
man.
seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
It's the avarice and greed of humans is the downfall.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
That truly is a dog-eat-dog world. When Yugiri met the fraternity, Santhiel has orders to point you in the direction of the Livingston underworld. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To his south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there, and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Leminson society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril, to wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, where mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence, you must work for every ounce of the trust they place in you. But there is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Are we going this way? What? Did your mammy teach you it's rude to stare? Got business with me, adventurer? Merwib's letter of introduction. A letter penned by Admiral Merwib introducing Yugiri of Doma to the members of Limsa Leminsa's as yet unnamed secret fraternity. So, you're the woman that Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thinker too. Been a while since I saw his shit-eating grin, but what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner that Merlib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. I am Yugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when first I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that last. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose. I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, you Giri of De Whatsits, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Huh, that didn't come out right, did it? Lady Bella, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When the time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. It's been ages since they cleared up and left the sisters. What I wouldn't give to run with the old scoundrel again, just like back in the old days. Far Eastern combat art, eh? I must say, my curiosity's fairly piqued. Through the Maelstrom, Yugiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you overlong. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Off to Mordona! Anyone else over here? No. Over here? Aha! I walked right by you guys. Dewade? In my native land, there exist individuals not unlike these adventurers, yet without a master to serve. How does one know the path that one must walk? I have been tasked with helping out in the kitchen. Once I have grown accustomed to my duties, I hope to treat our hosts to traditional Doman cuisine. Sounds delicious. Can I have some ramen? An adventurer bends not to authority, but lives and acts according to his own beliefs. He is the master of his own destiny.
What if you wanted to solve a problem that's already happened, like the Guardians destroying Doma?
History is our friend, young one. The answers to the problems of the present are oft to be found within the past. We need but seek them out.
On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Rising Stones. With your cooperation, we hope to grow rich and transform this place into the piling gold. Teehee. Oh, Bella, forgive me, but I must see to Domus's needs.
The Rising Stones. What a peculiar name for a sanctuary. Some 15 years ago, a mission. It took me to Ulda. 'Twas then that I first chanced to gaze upon your beauty. I was utterly transfixed. I dare not blink, lest I deprive myself of even a split second of your radiance. Oh dear.
You flatter me, dear, and I do believe you have had a bit too much to drink.
Yes. What in seven hells are you doing up there? Get down here before you fall and break your neck. Don't mind Papalimo. He's making a fuss over nothing as usual. Yozan's sense of balance is amazing for a boy his age. I wonder how he got so good. Oh, he's talking to Yozan. You think this is impressive? In Doma, we train to run in the treetops. Are you like a little Naruto? Some of the Domans wanted to learn how to fight, and it's fallen to me to oversee their training. First, I need to find suitable equipment for everyone. No one else around here?
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be.
Like an atomic bomb?
'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Shady. Shady. No, you couldn't trust them. So there you have it. We got the 2.2 complete through the Maelstrom. And we will be starting the next quest line next time. Alright, give a like and subscribe to see more. And I will see you next time. Bye bye!